All right, man. Got a few things I want to talk about here today. I got the light shining on my bald head. I'm gonna forewarn y'all now. I got a bookcase in the house that is pretty worn down. Got a lot of books on it. It is leaning. So if it just so happens to where you hear a huge crash during this podcast, just know that's what it is. And I'm talking about that thing is leaning pretty hard right now. Okay, probably let a few people get in before I actually start. All right. Okay, I got a talk topics that I want to talk about today. The first one is our Madden wish lists, are they effective? Also, I want to talk about NCAA, or not NCAA, but college football gaming in general. Is it ever going to come back? And then I want to talk about the patents that EA filed back in 2016, and we will get more into that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this thing started. Okay, so every single year, we know with Madden football, we know that a lot of the consumers, they will drop a wish list sometimes 3 weeks after the game release, sometimes a month, sometimes right before the next Madden or football game is about to drop. What do these wish lists say? Now, to me, you have uh, two different type of wish lists. You have your casual wish list that wish for certain arcadish things to be implemented into the game, and then you have your, I guess you could say, your competitive wish list that want more core elements of football implemented into the game. So the first thing that a wish list tells me is, obviously what the game is missing. What you want in the game the next year, because it wasn't put into the current installment of Madden. And it also tells me where the game is at. Now, we are at Madden 2018. If you go online and you look up the wish list for Madden 19, and you can even look up wish list for Madden 18, you will see a lot of the same issues being brought up. Now, what does that tell me as a football gaming consumer? It tells me that this game still isn't where it needs to be as far as the core elements of football. So let me give you an example of what a casual wish list will look like, and then a competitive wish list. So I have a few things written down here that I looked up some wish lists, and according to the casual gamer, and these are not bad ideas that the casual gamers are giving, but there are just more important issues at hand when it comes to the game of Madden. So one thing is different color cleats, different color cleats, different color mouth guards, things like that. When it comes to Madden, that would be nice to see in the game. Would be cool to see in the game. If I could, change the color of my cleats and stuff. Yes, that's always cool. But once I change my cleats to green or pink or whatever, and then I get on the field and the game plays the exact same way, what was the point of that? Now I have on different color cleats, but the AI still isn't blocking correctly. I have on different color cleats, and now the zone coverage is still broken. Another thing that the casual gamer has on the wish list, and I heard this on video, mascot games. Now, I remember in the older Madden titles, or maybe the older NCAA titles, they used to have mascot games, which was fun. If you got tired of playing, your dynasty or season mode, and you just wanted to lean back off of being serious with football, you could play the mascot games. The mascot games are always fun, but right now, that is not what the game of Madden needs. It doesn't need a mascot game. It needs the core elements fixed. Another thing I heard, and this is the first time I've heard this, arcade style trade logic. Now I was watching a video on YouTube, not gonna name any names, but this was brought up to fix the fun factor of Madden, and arcade style trade logic was brought up. And what that is whenever you go to trade a player, no matter what the trade is, no matter what the logic is, if this mode is turned on, this arcade style trade logic, you can trade any player for any type of, so it's, you could go in there and I could go and trade Brock Osweiler for Tom Brady and it wouldn't be no penalty. The game wouldn't even think twice about it. It would just let you do it. And that's what arcade style trade logic is. Now, is it cool? Why not? If you're playing like a play now or something. I mean, people who have done it for years. Like they've gone into, the rosters and they've changed, players around and they put all the all-stars on one team just for fun or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. Like when you start adding too many arcade elements into one game, you get confused when it comes to this, simulation football. And that's what's going on with Madden right now, trying to add the 3 modes, the arcade, the simulation, and the competitive style. Like it's too many different things going on. And obviously the game is catered more towards the arcade crowd. Another thing that I saw, jersey builder, which is another thing that's cool. It would be nice to go into the mode, build your own jersey, and then go on the field. Because 2K has, NBA 2K has some of the same things. You can build your own jersey, your t-shirts or whatever. And it's cool. Like I said, all these ideas are not bad ideas, but they just don't need to be focused on right now, And there's a lot more. Like, that's all you have to do is go online and type in, you can type in Madden 17, 18, 19 wish list, and you'll see a lot of the same type of stuff. Now, the competitive side, and this is where you kind of see where the game is starting to be exposed for what it is. What's up, Clutch Time? Now, these guys will go in there, and these guys will have legit gripes about Madden football. But it shows the true colors, because when I go in there, the first thing that I've been seeing is fixed franchise mode. Everybody's been saying fixed franchise mode. How long has everyone been saying fixed franchise mode? It's repeated every single year. And every time Madden drops, is it fixed? They may have changed some things around. They may have tweak some things, but Madden franchise mode it just does not have any life anymore. All the life, and most of the time is spent towards Madden Ultimate Team. And we know that, a lot of people just choose to ignore that shit, but we know that a lot of the time is spent towards Madden Ultimate Team Online and like the competitive side and stuff like that, and not regs, but the ranked matches and stuff like that. It's geared towards that. So the fixed franchise mode has been yelled out by everyone. So next year, is it going to be fixed? Probably not. But this is more of the competitive side. They've asked for holdouts. When's the last time you see the player ask for holdout? And these are simple things. These are not things that should be hard to put in the game, because I've seen holdouts in Madden 2000, maybe in 2005 or 2006. I've seen holdouts before. So it ain't like it can't be put into the game. They've also asked for defensive assignments. Now you can actually put it into the game this year. It's a little more complicated than what it used to be. You used to could just press start and use your defensive assignments that way. People have asked for that Madden 2004 defense assignments for the longest time. They've also said fix the AI. They've also said fix the blocking. They've also said fix the tackling. This is stuff these are core elements of football that we know about every single year. Why is it that these wish lists, this is a Madden 19 wish list now, a Madden 19 wish list, why are they still asking for stuff like fix blocking. You know what I'm saying? That to me, that shows me, the wish list shows me where Madden is as a whole, as a football game. So when people ask for stuff like that, it's a damn shame, really. And this is what's crazy, because some wish lists out there have some legit, they're very creative, and they could definitely be put into these games to make these games a lot more immersive. Now, I just want to talk about a couple of things that I've written down of some things that could be put into the game, which most likely it probably won't. But, you know, besides fixed blocking, besides fixed AI and pursuit angles and, you know, all that stuff, there's some people that have said, let the attributes change if the position change. So let me explain what that means. If I have a linebacker like Luke Kuechly, he has great zone coverage. If you've seen him in real life, he's able to cover a lot of, you know, running backs out of the backfield, even some wide receivers. He's even intercepted some wide receivers at times because he has very good zone coverage. Now, if I was to ever take Luke Kuechly and I was to change his position to a cornerback, now let's say Luke Kuechly's zone coverage is an 80. If I change him to cornerback, it should adjust, kind of like how NCAA does it. Like if I adjusted a player's position, that number to that attribute would change. So he might be at 80 as a linebacker, but as a cornerback, maybe it would drop down to like 65 or something like that, if you understand what I'm saying. But in the game of Madden, you can just move players in different spots. And just because of who's a elusive back, just because Darren Sproles has a good route running attribute doesn't mean that he's going to be great running routes, you know, in the wide receiver position. You understand what I'm saying? Another thing is player chemistry. I've been saying this for a long time. If you have a quarterback that has played with a receiver for years in the franchise, there should be some type of boost to the attributes. So if Tom Brady was playing with Randy Moss for, you know, 4 or 5 years, you know, after a couple of years or so, eventually maybe you get like a 1 or 2 stat boost just because of this quarterback and this receiver has chemistry. It's like that in real life. Quarterbacks that have thrown to receivers for the longest time, they're able to he's able to almost throw to that receiver with his eyes closed because he knows that wide receiver in and out. These are things that people say in these wish lists. They're not all about, you know, cleats and cosmetic type stuff. These are legit things for the wish list, and they're never implemented into the game. But Madden will make sure that you will hop over 3 players at one time. They will make sure, you know, you can catch a ball and break out of 3 tackles at the same time while you're trying to catch the ball and stupid shit like that. Playbook knowledge, that's something that I've brought up for the longest time. If a quarterback comes from the free agency, obviously he doesn't know the playbook, so you shouldn't have access to all the plays. You should be able to go into practice mode or play a few games to learn the plays in the playbook and then go like that. Progressive injuries. If your player has a nagging injury, you know, maybe he's taken out of the game, you know, every other game because he has, you know, a sprained ankle or something like that. He doesn't have to be taken out of the game, but just because of the simple fact that he has a sprained ankle, maybe he has to sit some plays out because, you know, it's bothering him. You know, stuff like that. Individual player uniqueness. This is simple stuff. 2K does this. Just about every player has a unique shot to themselves. They have different shots. It should be the same thing in Madden. And for Madden to hold the NFL license and the player likeness, they should be able to differentiate between players. If I'm playing with Cam Newton, he should be throwing a different way than Aaron Rodgers, or Aaron Rodgers should be throwing a different way than Tyrod Taylor, or, you know, or Matty Ice. You know what I'm saying? But when you play the game, you have your balanced QB, you have your mobile QB, and then you also have your pocket passer. And that's how your QB plays in the game. So for the most part, these QBs all play the same. So you know what you're gonna get with the game of Madden. A lot of these players, they catch the same, they run the same. Like everybody, regardless of if you got an offensive lineman or if you got a running back, they're all running the same way. There's no way to differentiate between players. Only thing that differentiates them is if they're slow or if they're fast. And this is simple stuff that we've been talking about for a long time, but yet have it has yet to be put into this game. Coaching styles. When you're playing certain teams, you don't even know, or you do know. It just doesn't matter who you're playing because every team just about plays the same. Some teams might run more, some teams might pass more, but you cannot feel that you're playing certain coaches. It just doesn't work like that. You don't feel like you're playing Belichick. You don't feel like you're playing anything but just another Madden team. So Madden wish lists, are they effective? In some instances, maybe in the past there's been like a 5% chance that the developers might pick something up from it, but for the most part there's so many good wish lists that go unnoticed. There's so many great ideas that go unnoticed, for the most part EA is probably like, we don't really care, we're just gonna do what gets us the money. And that's a damn shame because as many fans, Madden fans, that there are, I think that you should definitely be listening to a lot of these consumers, but it's all about money. It's all about making money. And the game just doesn't change that often every single year. No wonder that the other gamers, the typical gamers, think that sports games suck because they just look at it as just another roster update. And in some instances, they are true. They are true. The game does change, but but really, it's really the same game. Speaking of wish list, that goes into my next subject, because we wish that we still had a college football game. The last college football game that everybody knows is NCAA 14. Will we see another college football game? After doing research on NCAA or research on just a college football game period, now we all know that we have IMV Gaming. They don't have a game yet. They don't have a physical game yet. They have, like I said before, my last video, they have screenshots. They have concept art. They have things like that, but they don't have a game that we can grasp. They don't have a game that we can hold on to, and actually, work with. So there's that. There's that in the corner. And then right now, obviously, if you make a game, you have to pay these college players for their likeness. That's what got EA, that they had the players' likeness in the game, but they weren't paying these players. Now, I say, go ahead, pay the players, and get another college football game, because I'm gonna tell you this right now: if NCAA 19 was to drop next year, I can bet money on it that it would make more money than Madden. I guarantee you, it would get more sales than Madden. Madden 19, if you drop the NCAA football 19, it will get more sales, more money. I think you get more players in NCAA just because of the fact that we haven't had it for years now. Now, you can see that by going on YouTube. You have people who make these videos going through entire seasons, still creating players, going through entire seasons and stuff, and they run the same content every single time, and it doesn't matter because NCAA 14 is still living on. And regardless of how you felt about the game, when they said that there would be no NCAA 15, that hurt. That hurt a lot of people. Now, me, in my opinion, and this, a lot of people may not like this, but NCAA 14 just didn't play up the standards, up to football standards. I had the same issues with NCAA that I had with Madden. So if an NCAA 19 was to come out, would I be excited? Not really. Would I buy the game? Probably not. Because why am I going to buy a game, regardless of if it's been, 3, 4, 5 years, if it's going to be the same engine, if it's going to do the same things that Madden does, there's no reason for me to buy this game just to be frustrated and have college teams. You see what I'm saying? I almost had more fun recruiting students than playing the football game. It was the same issues. A lot of people were saying the NCAA was better than Madden. Really, I don't even know. It's not much of a difference with the games, But like I said, this is just my opinion. This might not be the popular opinion, but this is just my opinion. I would not really care for NCAA 19. Will we see another one? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think that it's an open market for it right now. So I think that, someone could easily, pick that up. But I don't even know if people really want to touch that right now. Like I said, I've done my research. I don't see anything that even says that they would even try to even think about making not a Madden, but NCAA football. Now, this is what's real funny. not NCAA. ESPN dropped a commercial, and once I learn how to put videos up on these live streams, I swear I will. But ESPN dropped a commercial, and it had like Joey Bosa and a few other upcoming guys out of college that play football. And then on the end of the video, it showed like the Sony logo. So this right here, and I'm going to put the video to that in the description, but this right here sent like social media into an uproar. Everybody saw that Sony was in the background, and everybody saying, does that mean the NCAA football is coming back? But pretty much they were just blowing smoke up everyone's asses. So now a lot of people, were throwing up the middle finger, saying, why would you do that to us? Why would you tease us? It doesn't make no sense for you. We haven't had any college football for like 3 or 4 years now. So why would you even make that commercial? So I'm gonna put that commercial down in the description if you haven't seen that. But I thought it was a pretty funny commercial, and the way the commercial looks, it really looks like they're trying to say something. Like they're trying to say, like, yo, we are working on a game, NCAA game in the background that y'all don't really know. We're going to surprise y'all, which, I mean, it could still happen, but most likely there's nothing that could come out of it. So, is NCAA going to get another football game? I still don't know. We still don't know. You could do your own research. I've tried, and I just can't find anything on it. The final and last subject, and this one is a funny one because I think about so many videos, so many angry videos. EA filed a patent in 2016, and I shout out Gedden. Gedden is the one that posted this on Twitter, and Just Divine was also with him. EA filed a patent in 2016 to tinker with online matchmaking for better player engagement. What does that say to you? Now, it's not a surprise to me. It is not a surprise to me that EA is tinkering with online matchmaking for better player engagement. EA wants to grab all the consumers it can, grab all the money it can, so they will do whatever it takes for you as the player to stay immersed in whatever game they're trying to play. So I'm going to read what they have here. It says, a few months back, two patent applications submitted to the United States Patent and Trademark Office by Electronic Arts surfaced online. Both these patents were filed on March 8, 2016, and dealt with dynamically altering the player experience. One of the patents dealt with dynamically changing the difficulty of the game to keep players interested, and the other patent was to tinker with the online matchmaking. But we're going to talk about the first patent first. Now, it says they would achieve this, the first patent, they would achieve this by mostly adjusting difficulty without your consent so that you don't get stuck on a boss and end up quitting the game. I didn't know he had to take down this video, but I can see why. They would change the difficulty without your consent, that so you wouldn't get stuck on a boss and end up quitting the game. Now that just goes to show, and it's actually a smart move, because this is a different generation of gamers. They give up easier. They didn't grow up during our era when we were playing Ninja Gaiden, when we were playing Ghouls and Goblins, when we were playing stuff, hard ass games to where, we were breaking controllers and stuff. Now these players don't want to face any difficulty. They want to have everything spoon fed to them. They want to be held by their hand. And if something is too hard, players are very quick to give up. Take Cuphead, for example. If you own an Xbox One and you've played the game of Cuphead, I have not, but I've heard by a plethora of people that game is hard as hell. And there have been articles and videos out stating that you need to give me, people have complained because they want their money back because they feel that the game is too hard and they cannot get through the game to see the ending of the game. Now, what's that shit that everybody says? They say, what do they say? Get good. Stop complaining, get good. PC batteries running low. But they say, stop complaining and get good and all that stuff like that. Yes, it's old and played out to me, but it has some truth to it. Like if a game is too hard, you just need to suck that shit up. But the fact that EA will change the difficulty without your consent, it can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. To me, I look at it like damn, you know what I'm saying? Like that's, you kind of going out like a pussy, you know what I mean? Like the game is too hard, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take down the difficulty just a notch, so the next time when you fight this boss, you'll have an easier time. And guess what? If you still can't beat him, we'll take it down just a little bit more. And we'll keep doing that until eventually we're holding your hand and we're just walking right on through the boss. That's corny, man. But EA is doing what it can to keep its gamers into the game so they're not giving up, and they're getting the maximum amount of money that they can. It's all about money with EA. It's all about money, so they're going to do what they have to do. The second patent, the second more malicious, this is word for word, the second more malicious and exploitable patent dealt with how EA handled its online matchmaking, similar to Activision's own matchmaking altering patent that was approved a few months ago. EA patent for multiplayer video game matchmaking optimization wants to dynamically alter who you get matched up based more on algorithm rather than solely on equal skill levels. Okay, so you play a game. We all know, if you've played Madden online, you've played 2K, you played any type of game that you played online, Halo. Eventually, they usually have some type of rank system. So if I start out Halo level 1 and I go through the match and I slaughter, my KD is, I slaughter 20 and I lose about 3. So I'm 20-3 and I'm feeling good about myself. Eventually, my level goes up to from 1 to 6 and I'm feeling real good. I'm like, oh my God, like I got 3 headshots with the pistol. You go to the next match, you're ranked a little higher. You still feeling good. You're still busting heads. This match, you do a little worse, but it's still not bad. You do 18-5. Eventually, you're going to get up to the rank to where you're gonna find somebody on your skill level or better. What this does is it's not putting you up to the skill levels, but they're talking about putting you up against somebody with the same algorithm. So not somebody. So if I'm a level 40 in Halo, just because I face another level 40 in Halo doesn't mean that he's going to be the same skill level as me. It doesn't mean he's going to have the same algorithm as me. So you may get put up with somebody that does the same type of stuff against you. So certain games will be different than others. And it's retarded because it says the factors that go into this algorithm run the gambit from interaction, play style, sportsmanship, willingness to spend money, and skill. So you're gonna be you're gonna be playing against the same type of people as you. And this shit is fucked up because I don't even understand how EA has the power. No, I understand why they have the power, but I don't understand why they actually have the go ahead to even tinker with something like this. You know what I'm saying? It says on the application, EA states that it is applying for the patent to improve player engagement, but this is EA we're talking about. After the fiasco with Star Wars Battlefront 2, you couldn't really put anything past them just to make the extra buck. This concern for the patent being rooted in more than just engagement is especially valid when you look into the research paper that the algorithm was based on, where they say they can change the objective function to other core game metrics of interest, such as playtime, retention, or spending. The EOMM, and I believe that means they have that here. The EOMM is the engagement optimized matchmaking, allows one to easily plug in different types of predictive models to achieve the optimization. So it says, so what's the takeaway for both of these patents? As far as the dynamic difficulty one, is nothing super serious. Like I said, the first one is not that bad just because of the fact that they're just trying to keep their consumers. And, you know, they're taking down the difficulty. They're just going on how this generation plays games. So it's not that bad. Nothing super serious than to make people question whether they're pretty much questioning, is it them that's actually getting through the bosses, or is it the game that's giving it to them? And when it comes to Madden, you know, you don't know what the hell is going on. You got players, when you play online with certain people, you don't know if the game is giving it to you or if that's you actually winning this game. You know what I'm saying? And for me, you know, I don't like a game to give me anything. You know, obviously, you know, I want to earn everything I have. But some people may feel different. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to play it on easy mode and stuff like that. But a lot of people call it the get out of jail free card. When you play online, you feel like that the opponent may be getting bailed out of certain situations just because of they may suck. You know, you may have a certain skill in Madden and you play another player, and let's say you fumble like 3 or 4 times in a row just to, you know, keep that other person into the game. So my damn laptop just went dead. But yeah, for the most part, a lot of people feel that way. There's nothing that we can actually go into the code and prove that, you know, that type of stuff is going on with Madden. But, you know, there's a lot of videos out there. It's only a feeling. And honestly, I've had that same feeling myself, to where it's like, okay, I feel like you're keeping, you know, this person into the game just to make it a close game and make it feel like, you know, it's coming down to the last 5 yards or the last, you know, 5 seconds of the game. And the guy just needs to make this goal line score and stuff like that. So when it comes to tinkering and stuff like that, like I said, it can be good, but it can be bad. For an older person, you know, it might suck. But as a kid playing the game of Madden or something like that, you know, maybe that will be cool for him. Looks like my phone is about to go dead too. But for the most part, these patents, man, this stuff that EA is doing, what else are they actually tinkering with? You know, me, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, I've always thought that EA games had some sort of rubber banding. You know, I feel like that if I'm up by 35 or something like that, you know, I felt like the computer, you know, may go into this mode to where, I can't stop them, or they're going to score 3 times in a row without me being able to stop them. And, I have a couple videos up from going through a whole Madden season, and you can sit there and watch it. There's times where Drew Brees, I was playing against Drew Brees, and he threw a perfect game. I couldn't stop him regardless of what I did. And some people may tell you, "Hey, you just need to learn how to exploit the game," but that's not me. I'm the type of player who will play football legit. So with EA tampering with certain things in the background, that only makes you question what else are they actually tampering with, and what is it that they're doing in the background to. He said that's God mode. That's it's called either God mode or it's called Skynet mode, from what Versus was saying. But like I said, it makes you think what is really going on with EA, man. Shout out to the dude that's in the comment section, and he talking about Jehovah Witness and stuff. I don't know what the hell is going on with this guy. He is tripping. He didn't put up a few Bible verses and stuff like that. He talking about zombies and everything. But shout out to you, bro. Hey, man, I guess you got to troll somewhere, man. But just to wrap this video up, go read. A lot of the stuff I was talking about. I'm gonna put into the comment section. The wish list you can look up yourself. It's easy. And he talking about Jehovah's Witness banned in Russia. What you talking about, man? The wish list you can look up yourself. But as far as the NCAA, not the NCAA commercial, but the ESPN commercial that I was talking about, that looks like a college game could potentially arise out of somewhere. I want to put that down in the description, and also the patent, the two patents that EA we're talking about. And shout out to like I said, Getting for that, for giving that to me, because that is definitely something that I tried to look that up on Google, and I just could not find that anywhere. I don't even know where you found that. I had to type in the word specifically for that to pop up, man. He's still wildin'. What's that? Jehovah Dragon, you the star of the show, man. You are the star of the show, bro. I give it to you. Appreciate everybody's time. I'm gonna try to be back tomorrow with a new subject. I have not sat down yet. Oh yeah, I've heard about Jovan Lackey, or Yo Mama, or whatever. He be saying a lot of crazy stuff. He reminds me of what's that dude that used to be in the Game Changers? What's that dude? That old dude that used to be that was with Smitty and them. The bald head dude, I forgot his name. He used to be in the Game Changers, and the Game Changer program, he was working with EA, and he ended up getting kicked out of EA or the Game Changer program. He just started talking real crazy. But it's an older dude. I wish I remembered his name, but Yo Mama reminds me of him, man. Ruckus, that's who it was. Coach Ruckus reminds me of Yo Mama a lot, because once they stopped messing with EA, it was just like motherfuckers just start going crazy, man, and they just start trying to expose EA and everything. So that dude gave me a good laugh. But tomorrow, I haven't really thought about what the subjects are gonna be, but tonight I will sit down and talk about some more football, man. And I don't want to just talk about just Madden all the time, but EA, man, they just put themselves out there, man. They make it so easy. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna try to jump on some new subjects when it comes to football game. And if anybody has any subjects, yo, definitely tell me, DM me, send it, tweet me, whatever. And if anybody has any, you can help me on trying to get other people on this live broadcast. We can do that too, man, because I would love to get more people on here besides just myself. So I appreciate your time. And until tomorrow, I got my resolve. What's yours?